Welcome in, folks. And today we're looking at some Steam Next Fest games. We're looking at Inkbound today. Inkbound is a game developed by the developers that also made Monster Trains. Really nicely stylized. It's really narrative, and on top of it, it kind of adds in very interesting, active, turn-based RPG system. The game so far, or the demo so far, has been wonderful. I've had nothing but fun. It's extremely charming. You can group up with other friends. There'll be 4 people in a party, kind of like complete whatever the mission is, and you play as this little ink creature, which you're allowed to create at the beginning of the game. I've already created my character. We're playing as a it's a wizard that pretty much binds people to deal damage to them. I forgot what it's called. What am I called? Who am I? What am I? I don't remember. I was so caught up with just learning more about what was going on in the story when we started up with the 2 main characters, or the 2 characters we were introduced to at the beginning, that I kind of got lost in whatever I was actually picking. I was like, this looks cool, I'll try it.
Arthur be damned, here. Another one.
Let's turn in this quest.
All you needless just traipsing here, still damp from the sea from which you crawled. I thought that surely the Inkbound had created you with more sense than that. Yet you all continue to surprise me.
Well, now that he's actually said that, I totally forgot. We're like these things called needless, or summoned by the Inkbound, which are like these gods. And pretty much they're just like, hey, you might be the one we need to solve our problem. So we'll just throw you back into life and you can figure out what you want to do with it. That's pretty much what we are now.
Well, you're in the Atheneum now, needless. And no binder worth their words is going to give you unfettered access to our stories without a proper proving. A short dive into the inkwell should give us a good idea of you. And at the very least, knock a little sense into that empty head. Try not to drown too quickly.
The worst was not doing really well. I'm just really in love with that way these characters sound. Like, if you decide to go to the Next Fest, download this game, 110%, just listen. Listen to how well the narrative is done. These people have really done their best to give it a soul, to give this game life with the actors. I think it's done great. There's apparently a ranking system in this too. This is all new to me. I spent a few moments just kind of like messing around and getting the controls, and then we just kind of jumped into the demo to kind of like see what was going on here. We are using a mouse and keyboard. The game's controls seem to really work best with that WASD for movement as well as mouse clicking. And there's Alt to adjust in combat, and I believe Shift change your camera angles. There's a little note at the beginning of the game when you open up, and the corner explains some details. So it doesn't give you a full tutorial at the beginning of the game, but it does kind of like give you a little introduction on what to do. I think we have to listen to this.
The source of the ticking. A giant wheel of books and gears which all paths lead to. The heart of the Atheneum.
Feels like I'm listening to the narrators from Fable again. How good that feels.
Don't you touch that bindery, needless, or your next dive into the inkwell will be your last. If even one book shifts out of place, the worlds to which you travel might collapse entirely.
Well, that was good to know.
Not a heart, then. A brain.
I don't know if I'm talking, or if he's talking to me, or they're talking to me. It's kind of fascinating. I don't know. I haven't been able to decipher if all of these sounds are in my character's head or if they're in the world around us. Let's see what we can get into trouble with. I think we have to jump in and do like an unranked mission. I think that's the thing that we're looking for. We're looking for like unranked stuff. That's also an unranked dive, I guess. All right, objective complete. Create an inkwell portal. All right, jump into that one. It's so animation's done so well too. It's just kind of exciting. But Inkbound is definitely a roguelike, so you're definitely going to be spending a lot of time kind of exploring these worlds, dying and coming back to it as you meet characters and defeat bosses. Ha! Another needless. Always a welcome sight to see. Another one of you running around in our worlds. You are the ones doing the hard work after all. Oh, the Inkbound is trying, I'm sure, but you all are really the heart of the Atheneum these days, saving the worlds you wrote and everything. Oh, me? Well, you can call me a scribe, but honestly, it's the best you keep our meeting between us. Wait, what? I read that right? It's best that you keep our meeting between us? Yes, okay. Not that you can tell anyone, even if you wanted to. Sorry. Oh yeah, I can't really talk, so. That's covered in ink. What does this do?
The sea of ink laps against the straight-edge blocks you walk along. You're back again.
Yes, we're back in the sea of ink.
But it's not quite the same sea, is it? You can make out the edges of stories just beyond the horizon. No, there's intent and form here.
This is so cool. It's so cool. The only sucky part about this is that I'm getting to realize that like if you can't, I can't really show this twice in the demo. The demo doesn't really, I can't figure out how to reset the status of like the characters you create. You do have multiple character slots, but for some reason in the demo, it doesn't seem like it allows you to use those multiple slots. So you get one character, you kind of move forward with it. And that kind of sucks. So there are multiple character types, or you know, your assassin, your physical character, and your mage to kind of start things off. When you jump back into the sea of ink, you're pretty much gonna choose your path. It's gonna expand outwards, very much like Monster Train. You're gonna be able to like into an area, complete a task, and then go somewhere else to get more rewards. But yeah, very similar to the steps that you would take in Slay the Spire or Monster Train. So we're gonna pick a path, and we're gonna take that path to the next enemy. Pretty much at the end of each path, you're gonna get a reward, and that reward is gonna help you improve your run. Again, Inkbound is a roguelike. It just happens to have a really interesting active tactical system that I feel like hasn't been seen in a while. It's nice. It's really, really nice. So we're gonna pick a path. At hex to units, we can visit the Carver or lose shield. So we pick one of the quests. They each have an effect, and we get a reward at the end. I think we're gonna do this, run the arc of this quest. We'll add hex to units. I don't know what hex does. This is a superior vault. What does this button do? It gives us these cards. Now, as you go through, you'll see more of those vaults, and it'll always give you some kind of bonus. The Trader's Dagger will give you +1 poison. At the start of each turn, deal 5 magic damage per stack, which is really good at doing damage runs. At the Herald Shoe Sandals, that gives you more crit, higher critical chance, and then this is always more HP. We're gonna go for the Trader's Dagger for that extra poison damage. Then we're also gonna get an alignment, an augment binding, I should say. This is going to expand the range of our bind attack that allows us to actually target enemies and deal damage. Piercing knots will deal more damage to every thread attached to me. I haven't actually seen anyone attach a thread to me, unless that means my thread's attached to enemies. That actually makes it pretty cool. And this reduces the cooldown for my stitching, which is my AoE skill here, which does pretty decent damage. We're gonna use constricting knots. We'll get more damage for each thing bound to us. I guess we pick a book. Let's see, the Vengewood, blighted branches, and blackened bogs drag travelers into the dark embrace of Vengewood. The Radiant Market, remains of the market's first stall festival, terrorized by evils lurking in the depths, or the Silent Promenade, steadfast ruins of the silent city of Runstone, I should say, where still no whispers are heard. Pretty much you choose what stories you take throughout this whole thing, which is pretty cool. Usually your runs are constantly changing. We'll go to the Vengewood, jump in and see if we can help solve this story. Let's see what we get.
A putrid place of rot and decay. Once a lush respite from the business of the Atheneum that's since been reduced to waste. If any story should serve as a herald of things to come from this blight, this Vengewood is surely it.
I just love the narrator's voice. I just really love the narrator's voice. Now we're getting into some combat. You can either go to the Tarnished Vault, the Quilling Cage, or you can head to the Tarnished Vault, the Potion Cache. We don't need any potions, so we're gonna go to the Quilling Cage and go for a fight, I believe. What does this button do? It gives me monies and some potions. I'll take it. Let's jump in and start our first encounter. Ready. So we are playing a mage. The mages in this game work a little bit differently than you might expect. You need to be bound to your enemies to deal damage to them, to affect them in any form. So we're gonna pick up this power orb. We get one more power. We're going to have to move again to bind to anybody. This is unfortunate. We should have bound first, then move. That's how the tactics come into this. You really have to pay attention to your movement. We have 4 more energy, so we're going to move around this guy. We can bind to... Still too far. We can bind to him. Yeah, 2 more movement, but we don't want to be in range of any attack, so we don't take damage. So, kind of messed it up. I want to be out of range, but I also don't want to be too close. All right. Well, with that being the case, we moved out of range, so we don't take any damage. We're going to end our turn. Oh, the circle's getting smaller. The enemy has put a trap on the outskirts of the circle. We're going to move over and get the next orb, but we're actually going to bind ourselves to this dude. He dodged, he took less damage, and we're going to bind ourselves to the next guy. Now they're all bound. We're going to go over and get the power orb. That's going to give us... Well, it gave us 2 energy, and we used it to move up, and I clicked by accident, so we moved again. Can I do this? No, I have to hit them first. Anyway. Yeah, on crit we inflict 10 stacks of poison. Okay, we'll do good. We're gonna end our turn. We're probably gonna take a little bit of damage. Circle's getting smaller, which is really bad. We're going to stay here and actually target all 3 since they're in the circle. So knock out 2 of them, and we actually probably can end the other guy. Very nice. And that's the round. We're gonna pick up the power orb just because. I think that's it. Yeah, we won. No, it spawned 2 more enemies. That is unfortunate. We're gonna bind to both of them so we can deal damage. We're going to move towards our power orb and get the extra energy. And I think if we're lucky, we can actually tap both of them. Could we? Yeah. So we'll have to press 2 here and hit them with some binding damage, knock out 1 and get the other one with the explosive. And there we go. Nice. Good damage experience. We survive the battle. Now we get our reward. We get a Fountain of Wisdom. Gives us another card for extra power and stuff. We're going to take ability power because we are using a magic class. And the Quilling Cage needs to be fixed. Give us gold and stuff so we can move forward with it. Get some things for our character a bit later. We'll look at that when we go back to the safe zone. And looking into the Tarnished Vault, we'll gain 2 will on our first combat, which is actually really helpful. It keeps us going. The Witting Mitts inflict 1 stack of frostbite to a random enemy each turn. Or the Shadow Book, you gain 3 will and 5 magic power on your first turn. Actually, I will take that because that Shadow Book gives us damage, and then it also gives us extra will, which means we can use more on our turn. So we're probably at a point where we're not going to need a lot of it playing by ourselves, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so we can pick our next path. Within the story creates an opportunity for you to make a powerful choice: the Sea Breach, or the Ruined Shrine. From within the ruins, you sense ancient knowledge. You know, it'd be really cool that when the full game's out, you're like, if you're a streamer, you can actually like have your team or have your viewers select the path that the character takes. That would be really cool. That'd be really cool. You want to go for the Sea Breach? See what these are. A few more gold coins. It just has wonderful art. I love this art style. I love art styles like this. I love the kind of like comic book ink style. But as for everything else, like the movements are really fluid and it's cool. Let's set the Sea Breach and see what we get. Materializing in front of you is a mountain of crafted curiosities, atop which sits a woman crafting tirelessly, endlessly. What little light she is wanting, though you're not even sure, that will stop her crafting. Perhaps if she were to be given more light, she'd willingly part with one of her wares. Give her a potion. Cost 50 quillings. Do we have enough quillings? We have 91. We can only give 50. If we gave her 100, we would actually get back a random key. And if we gave her 150, we would just get something out of the pile. Cool, let's offer her some light. We have enough for just a bit. We got a potion. A flask of serendipity. Left click to consume, grant +2 will discount cost to all bindings. Cool, so that makes our skills cost less, which is great. I'm kind of like stacking up a bunch of extra damage. Honestly, this run is looking kind of OP. I love it. I love making OP runs. Let's see what the next enemy is. So apparently, I think it swaps the locations we can actually go after you pick one side. We picked one over here before and we can't go this way. And then other two over here activated. I might be wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. We can do another vault or we can do a potion cache. I'm good with a vault. Let's get some fights going. Or maybe it's the way that the path opens up. We're still learning here. We're still both learning about how this works out. I'm just honestly fascinated with this demo. We're gonna begin the encounter. Okay. I don't know why I ran away and it's like a turn-based thing. Every time we start this up, I'm gonna be running by accident. You might want to have some kind of binding that keeps you from moving. But we have extra energy on our first turn, which is great. So we can actually do quite a lot with it. We can hit all of them to about 150. We can't cast it again, but we could knock out these two. Very nice. That enemy on that side is done. Can we double bind him? We'll take damage. You can bind him again, actually, and knock him out. Very nice. We can't move, so we'll take some damage. This is going to be unfortunate. Yeah, I should have moved first. These are trapping us within the circles. We definitely don't want to be hit by this. We have 5 energy now. All of our other skills are on cooldown. They dodge the attack, but they're still bound. Control weaving is active, so they're going to be taking a bit of poison damage. We want to move out of the circle so we don't take damage. And I think that's what we can really worry about right now. We don't have anything else to cast. And the circle's getting smaller. This encroaching circle thing changes completely. When you're doing the beginning, when you're in the beginning of the game and you do the tutorial, this doesn't happen. The encroaching circle doesn't occur, but this definitely makes the game a lot more tactical and completely changes how you play. We gotta hit both of these, all 3 of our targets. Decent amount of damage. We can probably cast an AoE here and knock out 2 of them again. Worked out perfectly. We're gonna move. No, we're not gonna move actually. We're going to take 1 hit here, do some extra damage. Not too much, but the extra stacks will help us later. We'll get the power orb here. And we'll get the power orb over here. That'll give us another stack. So now we can activate AoE, do some extra damage, and that'll be the end of our next turn. It's gonna move up. It's gonna get smaller, replacing another trap. Power bomb on top of him, but we can knock him out. Oh, he dodged it. I guess we're just gonna go in for the threading. Knock him out. Another win for us. All right, let's see. Font of Wisdom again. Get another bonus. I am definitely going to take more crit. I actually like the concept of how we're stacking like effects. We'll take burning. Now we'll do burning damage on top of everything else. The quilling cage will give us some more gold for our run. Love me some gold. And we're gonna get our Tarnished Vault reward. This also stacks damage. We're getting a really nice stacking critical run. This is great. 1 HP and heal 2 HP after every combat. Pick up an orb, stun the nearest enemy once per turn. A rotting calzone. Wow. An outlawed works. We should be taking that much damage. We're not really close to enemies, so I'm gonna take the outlawed works. Get more crit, more damage. We're not just doing big beefy damage here. Let's keep it pushing. All right, so our next path will take us to a new binding. It's the only one active. So it might just be the number of possibilities change as the game progresses. You only get so much. We got another powerful binding. 110 damage and an arc. And then inflict bleed. That's crazy. Restoration, heal an ally for 5. Oh, so we're getting new skills. Sweet. This is actually pretty useful. We can make this into like a solo cycle. And then we can use that to pretty much keep ourselves alive if we need it. We can also roll it for 10. But we don't have any of those, any of these icons here. I don't know what they are, but some kind of in-game currency. I like the incendiary because for a mage and exploding people is fun. I'm gonna hit this again over here. Get some more golds. We love us some golds. And we have a superior vault that has a potion cache and then a tarnished vault. The superior better than tarnished? Apparently it is. It's a hard battle. Let's go for it. They've got decent enough stats. We can probably make this work. More quillings. Yes. Jump in. Let's see how this works out. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, that's a whole bunch. We're actually not in a bad spot. We have 7 energy to start off with, so we can actually just bind to everybody quite quickly. And just deal a buttload of damage rapidly. Didn't take a bunch of it. We're gonna move over here to this orb, and I think we need to move out of range. I would love to see what incendiary does, but you don't want to get hurt. This guy has super far range. As soon as you let go of your mouse key, that's how far. That's all you get when you run out of points. So we're at the end of this circle. That's all we got. So someone's gonna hit us. Range attacks. Okay, makes sense. Let's see what incendiary does. 58 damage in a small area and inflict 4 stacks of burns. You want to go to this range dude first. We can actually just do this. Knock out that dude. We got these 2 big guys in front of us. So let's see what happens. Do it over here so we can take damage. I don't know if we're gonna get hurt. Apparently not, but it does inflict 4 stacks of burn, which is really nice. You can knock out this dude and the other guy over here, I believe. I stand corrected. We do take friendly fire from our own attack, so we gotta watch out for that. I want to drink a potion. Could be wrong. Reduce our cost, but I don't think it's gonna help us too much. Oh, shift down to move the camera if you can't see an enemy on the outskirts. He's not close enough for us to bind to either. Kind of in a, we're okay, but we're also not really good. The circle's getting smaller and there's more enemies coming. We have 5 stacks of energy. We definitely need to stack this. I need to get you and you. That's 2 there. We got 2 more over here. Get these 2. I think these 2 are also threaded, which is great. So we have to get 3 more of them, and we only have 3 energy. A lot of damage coming our way. We're really close to death after this. Let's pop this potion. Everything is going to cost 0. We should be able to activate movement, get the orb, and bind all 3. I have to get these guys here. So let's go over here and get the orb. Let's move here. Then we can bind these guys. Is great, and then I think we can hit an AoE right here and knock out 4 of them. There we go. Pretty good. We're bouncing that one dude over there and that dude over there. These guys are going to be range attackers. We want to get rid of them. They're not very tanky. I'm bind to both of them. We're taking a lot less damage. See if we can knock them out. If we're lucky, we can knock them all out. There we go. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. We have a ton of damage. Our crits are saving us. Great turn. Oh, we got another round. Wasn't expecting that. So we might be able to bind both of these two. Yep. Double bind. I didn't know at first that we can double bind people. That can save us a lot of time. You don't have to actually be on top of the person when you cast it. It passes through enemies, so everyone it passes through threads with you, so you can actually cast your spells. Fantastic. Love it. I'm gonna move over and get this orb. At this point, we're gonna just like stack damage. We're gonna kill both of them pretty easily. We have another bind, and that's handled. Easy. So easy. We're kind of doing a ton of damage at this point, to be honest. We can get more magic power or we can get more ability power. In truth, I don't know which one works out better. We have, that's our character list, but does it like tell us anything about our character? We have like a stat list. That's the shop. This is our quest. Doesn't really tell us much about our character, to be honest. Oh, here it is. There we go. Here we go. There you go. So this is our character listing. Magnifying glass. I was like, what do you call this again? A magnifying glass. So you have plus magic power is up 4 points, which means damage from magic sources deal plus 10% per point. So we're doing 40% more damage with magic. And then your damage from all sources deal plus 10 damage per point. Honestly, do we have to get ability power? At this point, we can just get the double magic power. It would make more sense. Yeah, let's do the double magic power. And we're getting 60% more damage. This is a potion cache, so it'll give us another potion. A potion of power, which I'm happy to have. We get plus 8 ability power into the end of turn. That's crazy. That's 80% more damage overall. And Superior Bolt. And a bond enhancer. When you pick up an orb, reduce a random magic binding cooldown by 2 once per turn. When you pick up an orb? Wait, this is permanent? Oh. Yeah. This gives us plus 10 frost damage. We're not actually doing any frost damage. Whenever unit is hit with a binding. Actually, whenever unit is hit with a binding, deal 10 magic damage per stack of frostbite. Does this stack with what we have? Does inflict 10 stacks of poison on crit. Whenever a unit is hit with a magic with a binding, deal 10 magic damage. Yeah, I'll take that for device. We're definitely gonna stick with the damage. We're gonna be damaging stuff. I gotta blow things up. Yeah, loving it. Kind of funny how this is a roguelike, and I feel like we've already like, I shouldn't say mastered, but we've gotten really good cycles with this. Heal and spend some iron quillings. Yeah, we'll definitely go to the refuge. Yeah, let's go to the refuge. We've gotten enough power. We can go to the refuge. We can get some HP back. Restore HP 100 quillings. 127 HP, so that works out nicely. It almost puts us back to full. Apparently, we have a dude at a shop. You can call forth a vestige. We don't have enough money for one of them. Poison heart. 100% damage, plus 100% damage to poison enemies. That's fantastic. We got training rate to give us extra physical power and 2 crit chance. We don't really have like any physical sources. Can we sell something? We could sell that, but I don't think it would be useful. We pick up an orb stun nearest enemy. This is gonna be helpful too. Let's get that. Let's leave out the shop. I think that's just super helpful. A stun on orb pickup would be great for some control. The Carver. Nice job with those unraveled so far, but you ain't live until you fought a raven as big as a house though. You'll probably have a lot more holes in you once you do, huh?
The figure looks up at you, but with their face hidden behind a mask, it's hard to tell if they're human or quill. Yet you feel their eyes bore into you just the same.
I'm loving these quills, loving these quills. Loving these quills. Like honestly, this is the life that these quills have. These ink-based characters, they're fantastic. If this isn't ink-based character, I'm just loving it. Well, you're a shiny new needless, aren't you? You got a quill or anything? But you got quillings to spare too. Well, be buying or moving, this place ain't that kind of fighters. Well, what can I buy? Can I buy something from you? I bought something from the store. I guess you don't sell anything to me. Well, I tried. See ya, buddy. Let's get to the boss battle. You know, in the time that I played, I only messed around with the beginning of the game. I wanted to like show off the narration and stuff while we were playing. I didn't realize there were actual boss battles until just now. I never thought that there would be like an end cycle of bosses to fight. I mean, you had a boss battle in the tutorial area, but you don't really think about it. It's just like, well, you know, teaching me how to play. The fact that we actually get boss battles, and with the knowledge I've learned, this is gonna be amazing. Let's bind to this dude. Let's move over here and get the power. Stun that dude. Can we hit both of them? No. Move over here. Oop, we're wrong. I move over here and bind both of these. Let's get the guy is stunned, so that's great. We can set him on fire. He's right at the end of the range. Give him some burning damage so we deal damage over time with the frost, with the poison. Great. Think we can AoE this guy? He's out of range. If we did that though, we would actually take damage too, so we probably don't want to do that. Let's hit them with the binding, and then let's move to the opposite side. Now, attempt to. Can we knock out both? You knock out one. Another critical attack. Dude took a bunch of poison damage, which is fantastic. We have no more energy. That's going to end our turn, but unfortunately, we're going to be within the poison or within the ink. This round starts. Ah, we're ensnared. That's bad. That's not good. That's bad. It's pretty bad. Oh wait, no, it didn't ensnare me. Oh, it just makes sure it doesn't allow you to move as far. Okay, can we escape? Oh, there's more enemies. Okay. Didn't realize there were more enemies. Well, you're stunned again, which makes me happy. We can. We want to move out of this. We don't want to take any damage, and we'll just use both of our movements. Oops. Okay, so apparently what I just discovered is that these circles entail how much movement you're going to be using. Normally, one of these circles is one movement, but since we are ensnared, our circle's smaller, therefore we're using more movement. Every time we pass one of those thresholds, we use another energy. I just used too much energy, so we can't actually deal damage. So we're gonna take a couple hits. God damn, there's a lot of y'all. Why are there so many? I need to bind to you. I only have 3 bindings left. We gotta get out of here. Too many. Gotta get this last one too. If we summon another set, we're gonna be in trouble. We don't want to take any damage. It's also getting smaller. Hey, apparently someone exploded. I think that was because of. Was that because of us? Was that because of the B device? I don't know. Either way, I gotta bind to this dude. We need to get out the circle again, so I'm gonna go for this power orb. Stun the closest enemy. I want to set you on fire, but I can't. You are taking damage, which makes me happy. Yeah, you got one more turn of burn. We're gonna have to get out of here. We're gonna deal some damage. Keep it going. I think we can pop one more orb, and we should be able to hit the big guy. That dude's stunned, which is great. We'll hit the big guy, deal some more damage. There's one more turn of burning, which is great. So next turn we can actually apply more burning. You're just gonna keep summoning more of these things? Oh god. That's bad. Let's set you on fire. Burn and poison. I love it. It works out nicely. Get the power orb on this side. We're ensnared apparently. We gotta get the circle. Have to. They're really close to each other actually, so we can probably just pop one of these. Knocked out one. Apparently he wasn't ensnared, so he didn't take any damage, which is okay. We're still in trouble though. The circle is getting really small, like super small. He has 600 HP left. might need to focus on dealing damage to this boss. Let's hit the power orb. Stun. Apparently immune to stun. That's terrible. Let's hit him with one of these. He got 400 HP left. Then with another one. 409 left. The stacks of burn are still going. Crap, too far. Too far. No. No. Yes. Apparently there actually isn't a negative for like letting go. As long as you don't pass these circles, you don't use your movement speed. Your movement speed is determined by the radius on the circle. The first one's 1, this is 2, this is 3. If you pass the third line, you use 3 points of energy. Cool. Actually really cool. Can we hit this dude over here? Nah, but we can hit the big guy. We can double stack him, give him some more poison. We need to perform 4 more critical attacks. We haven't. He has 10 stacks of poison, a stun progress, 3 stacks of burn, and if we hit him right, we'll be able to get some more beads of ice on him. So let's see what happens. There we go. Okay, maybe it is the beads of ice. It's kind of cool. I want the power orb. It's in my circle. It inflicted more stun, and we got that quest completed. I didn't think we were gonna do that either. It's kind of cool. Let's get out of here. Let's get to like right here. We're at the end of our circle. We're not gonna be hit by. Actually, maybe we will. Are we? I think we are. Nothing's gonna hurt me. I don't like that. Anyway, back to damage on the boss. Hit some damage here. Let's let's pop this potion and stack more damage. Keep going. Let's stack the damage. Stack the damage. Okay, apparently that's all we can do. Hopefully the poison knocks him out. Let's see what happens. Hey, we did it. Hey, nice. That was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. That dude came out as really hard. Ascending and binding. Great. 52 damage for a single enemy, inflict 2 stacks of burned and double stacks. I like that. Wildfire. Oh, we could ascend the binding. Oh, we're actually gonna like, this is definitely very much Slay the Spire like with these upgrades and stuff. Pretty cool. Actually, no, it's definitely much more Monster Train like with the way it's I think. Quite nice. 52 damage wildfire to enemies in a small area. Inflict 4 stacks of burn if the enemy dies by the end of the turn. It stacks and burn spread. We can actually inflict 6. No, that'll be 4 stacks. So it's 10 mag damage return, max 100 stacks. I like the wildfire. I like spreading fire. I love the concept of dealing more damage in an area. It's freaking fantastic. The rare augment. A swing stitch. Instead of your target before dealing damage, you can now target a non-threaded enemy. We can augment it. Snapping threads. When threads units die or have the threads attached, heal 1 HP. Plus 35 damage to all threaded enemies. I like that, but I like the fact that this gives you some kind of recovery. Love having some kind of sustain while playing things like this. Let's get back to the Sea of Ink. It looks like things are going fantastically. Our run is going really well. We healed ourselves up and we've made it through. Apparently there's fishing in this game too. What are we fishing for? Actual fish. And it's a healing item. Well, it's a potion. That's kind of cool. Oh, this is really awesome. I really do enjoy this game. I hope you folks get some time to check it out. It's called Inkbound. It's on the Steam Next Fest. It's a part of the Steam Next Fest. You can find the game on Steam by just searching up Inkbound, get the demo, and play it for yourself. You can play with your friends. You can play by yourself. And on top of it, it's just extremely charming. It's a wonderful little experience. And so far, I'm loving having a multiplayer styled tactical roguelike. It's pretty cool. Hope you folks have fun with it. I hope to see you around. Enjoy. You'll be able to find the links in the bottom at the description below, and you can join me on Twitch. You can see me on Twitter. You can pop up at any of my socials down there at the bottom. I hope you folks enjoy. Enjoy your Steam Fest. Bye.